Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's the Power Pro Wrestling Watch Along for September the 18th. We've done hundreds and hundreds of programs. I want to say hello to Jeff Frog Wheeler. We are doing good and we are hanging out. Brooks Dulles, hello, Randy, and from the rest of Team Hales, and you're part of it for the first time to open up a show, not the first time that he's been at Power Pro Wrestling headquarters where we broadcast to Team Hales, is Adam Dunn.
Hey, good evening, Randy. How are you?
I'm good, except you already. After I said I'll be Lance Russell,
Yeah.
I'll hold the microphone.
I took it from
You
you.
always want to take charge. It says Executive Creator Randy Hales, but
Okay.
tell the people what you're doing here live in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
So coming to visit Randy, of course, and I'm going to be traveling throughout the state this week, but thought we would do this show and tomorrow's show live together in the studio, looking at the same set of notes even. How about that?
That's pretty fancy, and I don't want
Well,
that. I am the Lance. You
that's
can be the
right.
Dave, and we don't have two microphones. We really could. Go ahead and pick up your microphone and show the people. There you go. Isn't that fancy? Are you people, as PJ says, hey, Adam, on the set live, as Tanner is saying hello. And
Corey's
Corey,
watching.
yeah,
Louisville, Kentucky.
Corey is saying hello from Louisville, and my buddy Tony Bonham. I mentioned him, Adam Dunn, as we were out today. Also, Tony, I had a ride out Old Greensboro Road way earlier today and drove by your house, but it was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Same thing happened to me Saturday, Tony, 5 o'clock in the morning. Might have been a little earlier. We were headed to Mr. T's on an Uber ride. So hello, Tony Bonham. Hope you're doing good as well. Hey, look who's the last person that's saying hello to us.
Oh, yeah. Greg Wayne saying hello to us as well. And Tanner Waterbury says, hey, Adam and Randy in person together.
Live and in person. And we have a show today. And
Hey, Tony says you can stop by even at 5 o'clock in the morning.
the dogs might attack
Disagree?
Adam. The dogs might attack Adam. They know me.
Right.
They know me. They want to attack me. And hello, Jerry. I hope you're doing good as well. This is fun. This is kind of neat because we can tell that we just went out
Right.
and we found some goodies.
We did.
My niece, Amy, one time when I moved away from Jonesboro, I put some stuff in her shed,
Right.
and her husband was cleaning out the shed and had some cool stuff that we found.
Yeah.
And Adam more than me, but we went out there, certainly both together, but Adam cleaned some stuff up. Going back to the event that I'm the most proud of, Monday Night Memories, March the 7th, 1994. Some great pictures were taken that night, and we're going to take a look at that right now.
Yep.
Some great pictures, Adam.
Yeah, I want to get that off the screen there so we can see that full screen. Take a look at that. So up in the top left there, we've got Randy and Frank Morrell. Then in the middle top, that's Randy West, and Eddie Marlin.
1994.
Top right, that's you and Lance. And then kind of in the middle, it looks like you talking in a room there. Then Lance is in the oval beside you, and then you're in the far right there. Bottom left, Lance and Dave. Bottom middle, Lawler and Dave. And bottom right, you and Dave. And as if that's not good enough, Randy, there's another. Top left, you and Jerry Jarrett. In the middle, you're with the Lancer. On the right, we got Eddie and Lawler. Middle, you and Dave. There's one of Lawler in the oval, and that's you in the Memphis Tigers room on the middle right. Bottom left, you and Buddy Wayne. So there you go, Greg. On the very bottom, looks like that is Phil Hickerson, Sputnik Monroe, Don and Al Green, and I think that's Brian on the very end. And then bottom right, all three announcers, Dave, Lance, and Corey. How about that?
Let's kind of, because it's true, we have to talk about the sad situation. Just when that picture right there, starting at the top, we have lost Jerry Jarrett. We have lost, of course, Lance Russell. We've lost Eddie Marlin. We've lost Buddy Wayne. We have lost Phil Hickerson still with us, thank goodness. Sputnik Monroe passed away, as has Don and Al Green, Lance Russell, and Corey Macklin. None of them with us.
Correct, absolutely. So unfortunate there. And let me go back real quick to the other one, just see if there's anybody else that we want to mention as well. Frank Morrell, top left there.
Still kicking, understand. Yes.
Still with you. And then in the middle there, of course, Director of Production for Jarrett Promotions, Randy West in the middle. Far right, of course, Eddie Marlin no longer with us. And I think that covered about everybody else on there as well. But this is from Monday Night Memories in 1994 at the Mid-South Coliseum.
March the 7th, 1994. Now, this is a Power Pro show and a Power Pro watch along. Right. And then we will have you do the deal later in just a few minutes where you preview this show. And it was the end of different phases of Power Pro Wrestling.
Right.
And I wanted to talk about the different phases of Power Pro Wrestling. And we will begin with phase number 1. And that, of course, is the birth of Power Pro Wrestling on April the 18th, 1998. In that early stage of Power Pro Wrestling, we had the very first Power Pro television. We had the very first Mid-South Coliseum card, the Blast Off at the Dome that took place in June. Of course, the very, very famous, Rumble on the River, that primetime show.
July 4th, 1998, Rumble on the River. And that was followed by the second Coliseum show, Malice in the Palace. And I believe there was the third and final Power Pro Coliseum show was a part of the Mid-South Fair that year.
Part of the fair is we kicked off part 1 of Power Pro Wrestling, phase number 1, and the most important, most newsworthy feud that occurred early on in Power Pro Wrestling. And it first occurred on TV, and then I got injured a little bit at the Blast Off at the Dome, and we really went on Rumble on the River at the downtown
Tom Lee
Park at the part of the Star Spangled Celebration. Me and Lawler went for a long, long time, and that was certainly a part of phase 1 of Power Pro Wrestling. Phase number 2 was the start of the WWF Developmental, and you can tell the people when that started.
Yeah, started the WWF Developmental was November 7th of 1998. This is when we had Lawler and Stasiak Angle brought in Mae Young as Mama Stasiak and them fighting over Stacy. The Fabulous Ones returned in the studio as well. And then this was the transition out of the Lawler Hales feud into the Randy Brandon Baxter feud. And we had Michael Hayes, and he even became the Power Pro champion while he was here.
Absolutely. He did become the Power Pro champion. And let me ask you, so far, as we talk about phase 1 and phase 2, rank those. What did you think?
Well, I'm always a big fan of all of the stuff from the beginning, because we had the Rumble on the River, we had the Coliseum shows, even Sid was there for a while. But even going through this in phase 2, I really like the Michael Hayes era just because of right here in this town, Jonesboro, Arkansas, the absolute sellout shows week after week after week at the Earl Bell.
Now tell the people what we did earlier today.
Earlier today, for the first time ever, I got to go into the Earl Bell Auditorium. And
the people there weren't very nice.
No, they weren't. But
they didn't know who I am.
No.
They didn't know I'm the owner, the founder, the president of Power Pro Wrestling. If I had this microphone, I'd have knocked them in the head, even the girl in the wheelchair.
Okay. Probably so.
You think they would be offended if I said that?
Slightly, just a little bit. And we had to sign two things, remember?
Yeah, we had to sign into the damn building.
The second one, yeah.
Why don't you guys write the Earl Bell Community Center in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and say the owner, the founder, the president, the head of Team Hales was in that facility to give his producer a tour, and you made him sign in, and none of y'all was friendly. So I want Team Hales to do that as Andrew Calvin Jr., our friends, the owner, founder, president of Power Pro Wrestling. So already it's been eventful. We had found some goodies at my niece's.
Yep.
We took a tour of Jonesboro.
Yep.
We had to clean it up because there was mouse droppings and all kinds of
Well,
stuff.
it was in an outside storage unit, so that's to be expected. For some reason, you kept microwave popcorn in there, so I think that probably drew the mice in.
I have no idea.
It may not have been yours. But
Phase 3.
Phase 3, August of 99, and we are currently in Phase 3. August of 99, Cornette arrives. November of 99, because of what you're about to see today, the Cornette to booking era starts. February 5th, 2000, the first round of developmental comes to an end. Cornette leaves, and then we have...
We can call this officially Phase 4.
Phase 4 is the rebuild, what some people refer to as the Don Bass era, because there was a lack of Power Pro originals there, and then all the lack of the developmental guys. So it was a rebuilding phase. That's coming up in the next several weeks after we.
You know what saved us there real quick before we got other things going? I think what's saved us was Ollie.
Ollie Stevens, absolutely. I would say so. And you'll see that coming as well. Then we get into Phase 5. Lawler comes back and we do developmental part 2. That's in October 2000.
So we're through 4 phases.
Yep.
Rank them.
So I would say probably so far, I kind of say they're probably in order.
I would agree.
Phase 1 and everything being when everything started, Rumble on the River. I mean, that's stuff that was never duplicated, never could be. Then we get into when Lawler leaves the WWE, and that was certainly a big deal, everything that happened with Stacy. And then shortly thereafter, March 10th, 2001, lost the WWE talent for a second time.
Because I was told that if I continued to book Lawler on the television, they did not want Lawler with WWF talent. I said, I won't book him in matches. And Jim Ross agreed with that. And Bruce Pritchard called up Vince McMahon and got it all. Said, man, Lawler getting our talent. Say that'll be bad. That'll be bad. Yeah. So they said it's Lawler or us. And I said goodbye. And so I lost income there, but I was trying to save the TV, and that did not happen. So there was, what you say, 3 shows to wrap it up.
Yeah, the last show with WWE talent on there, Corey was by himself, but he actually had Jonathan Coachman from the WWF announced with him. Then the very next week, they were gone. And then the rebuilding, and you'll see it, in the next year or so as we get to that point. Those were actually some really good shows that happened. Bobby Eaton was on them as well. Just didn't have time to develop before the TV was gone.
And I thought the deal with Phase 2 of developmental, I think the thing that hurt us compared to the first, we had maybe 6 or 7 guys, and we could incorporate them with the people knew from Phase 1,
right,
or from Lawler, somebody they've known forever, and it just worked. So I would say that the second, even though we had Daniel Bryan as American Dragon and different things there, I think it in no ways compares to part 1 of development.
Not at all, because you didn't have that blending, like you said. And then 2, basically, you had all of your talent, plus you had to absorb all of Terry Golden's talent. So his whole show was developmental people. So like you said, you went from the first time around, maybe half a dozen, 7, 8, to like 20, 25 all of a sudden. And you still had the same 1-hour show that you had to deal with that on. So yeah, definitely it was neat having the names, having guys like Daniel Bryan. But of course, the thing everybody forgets about developmental, when they're in developmental, they're not yet stars.
No.
And you don't know who the stars are going to be.
You're going to make them stars and try to make them stars. And you don't want to start them out, even though I would think with Kurt Angle, he went on a months-long winning streak and became the Power Pro champion. And
big program with J.R. Smooth.
And Baldo and Tierney and Steve Bradley. And I can go over and over and over. But I don't know if those guys outshadowed phase one, and that's the
Right.
beginning stuff without a developmental deal. I really don't know that because
Right.
we did that first Mid-South Coliseum show, our biggest house show ever, and also Rumble on the River. And we did have on the Blast Off at the Dome, we did have Kane, and we
Right.
did have many names from, we had Jeff Jarrett, we had WWF talent.
Right.
And then on Rumble on the River, we had the Giant King, Giant Silva, and we had Tom Pritchard.
Right.
So we had help, and so there was a relationship there. But as far as developmental happened, and do we have a date on there where developmental starts? I think it's November the 7th, 1998. For those of you that haven't watched, and let's see, we have another comment there, and we'll click on there, and we will see who that is. And
Brooks says on there that Earl Bell Center, the house Randy Hales built.
And they made me sign in, the cocksuckers,
Twice.
2 different
Yep.
votes.
And then Greg said there was 2 shows with the same talent. I guess he's saying you had the MCW show and Power Pro show.
But to be honest, not many people was watching the Channel 30
Channel
show.
30, right.
We still had the powerful. Here's the thing: they
And
thought
still-
Lawler leaving and so many people leaving that we would be in trouble. Our ratings did go down
they dipped, but they
initially,
stayed consistent.
but when the people saw that wasn't what they grew up on from the
numbers,
studio,
they came back.
yeah, and because they didn't know how to book Jerry Lawler
Right.
like I knew how to book Jerry Lawler, or Jerry Lawler knows how to book Jerry Lawler. He just didn't fit in. I
Right.
didn't think, even though Terry Golden became in later years he's a smart dude and been successful at making money and been very nice to Bill Dundee. So I have nothing to say ornery about him now. Back then, though, it was an unfair situation that we were both put into.
Right.
It wasn't going to work. It just wasn't that I knew better. If I would do it again, I would have said, hey, King, I would love to have you back. Still continue to work for Terry Golden, but just come by yourself.
Right. Absolutely.
And I'd have been better off not getting that money from the WWF. Hey, we may have to go out and do something tonight, so we
Yeah.
need to get on with this show, and we want you to preview what we'll see today. I believe it's show number 82.
Show number 82, the November 6th, 1999 edition. This is the last of the heavily edited shows, the last 3, including this one we've had to edit. This one, you'll see Tony Falk become 2 Falk for sure. Glenn Kolka will go against the Loose Cannon. This will bring out Ali, and he has a big brawl with Kolka. We'll have a segment with Blade Boudreaux and Bulldog Reigns. Lance Jade and Alan Steele will go against Robbie D and 2 Falk for sure. Derek King will be in action against Blade Boudreaux. We'll see Ali and Mick Tierney, and we have a big brawl to end everything at the end. So a big show, and of course, this is the show that we had to do some editing to as well because of some things that happened in the first segment.
Absolutely, and that's a understatement of the year. And I want to know what you think sitting here on set, and this is pretty cool. I think there's no doubt it's pretty cool, and I want to know what our audience think. I'm Randy Hills. He's Adam Dunn. This is the Power Pro Wrestling Watch Along. Surprise, 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 as Gomer would say. We are here together.
That's
Pretty
right.
neat, isn't it?
Pretty neat being here together. Of course, we have done this before, but it's always neat anytime we get to share a microphone.
We've never opened together.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've.
You slide in.
I usually slide in because maybe I'm working the other computer. We're doing it all off of this one computer. I'm directing and punching and editing it on this one, and you're hosting along with me. So we're doing it all together.
We plan to do the same thing because we don't know if Chris is going to be here. We don't think Michael's going to be here, or if so, he's going to be late. And
Right.
Pat's going to be headed to South Carolina, and he's going to try to get there in time to
Yep.
check into hotels. So you will be here live on set tomorrow as
I
well.
will. I'll be here live on set tomorrow as well for Talking Memphis Wrestling. But for right now, you think it's about that time?
Let's see what
Jeff Frog Wheeler.
Wheeler
Let's
said.
put it on. Well, first I'll put on
I
there.
think he's talking to you.
Yeah, first I'll put on there that Laza Johnson says, "G'day, all greetings from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia." And then Jeff Frog Wheeler, Randy, did you play a trick on Adam? Got a jet black Hitler type mustache, or is that the look? LMAO. Did you play a trick on me? I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I think the shadow from my nose, from the light being above it, makes it look like I kind of see, but there's still all this here as well. But just from like here to here, I kind of see what he's saying.
Well, how would that be me playing a trick on you when you're producing the show?
Your lighting, right? Mike Wimsett says that he loves it. Awesome, love it. So hey, would you love to watch the show?
Yes.
All right, let's do that. Here's the Power Hour. A little bit of editing, but you'll see why here in just a few moments.
Power Pro Wrestling.
And now we're trying this without the headsets on, so if you get feedback from the show, let us know. We'll try to make any adjustments necessary.
Power Pro Wrestling.
What's Danny trying to do over here? What's that picture?
I don't know. I wonder if that'll even show up. No, he won't let us put it on screen.
What's up, T-Funk? Me and you today, baby. You ready? Robbie D, Tony Fox not gonna be your partner today, man. What you mean you're gonna be my partner? I can't be your partner. I got somebody who's gonna be your partner. He's big and he's bad, and I'm not gonna let you down. I promise you, Robbie D. Right here on this program today, you're gonna have a partner, man. Okay, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, our opening match on this week's Power Hour is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing from
Now,
Canada,
this was not the
Glenn
first segment of the show.
Coca.
The first segment of
And his
the
opponent,
show
from
was
Memphis,
this actress deal that
Canada.
an interview, live television gone bad, and that's all we're saying.
Yeah. It was, however, the first match. But yeah, but definitely not the first segment at all whatsoever. Vince Gonzalez says that legendary Tony Falk.
From Paducah, Kentucky. Tony Falk.
Don't
Paducah,
do that either. You
Kentucky.
understand?
Some people know what I can say and what I can't say.
Kevin Christian
And,
out here at ringside.
Where's Corey? I have no idea.
I don't know where Corey
right
is.
now.
Corey's about as upset as I am.
Well, anyway, the reason I wanted to come out here today, Dave, is because you see Glenn Coke in the ring right now. You see what kind of
Dave
damage.
has enough of
That's the kind
Kevin
of damage he's
right
going to do
here.
to Ollie Stevens tonight at the New Davy.
Well, this match is over right there.
We need to
Down
talk
at the
over
ring.
them,
The
probably.
The loose
Maybe they
cannon
won't pay
doesn't
attention to
get
what
much
it's doing.
action.
You don't mess with the
Glenn
organization.
Kolka gets the victory here. That's enough out of you. Cut his microphone and get him out of here,
We're
too.
doing good
Why
here.
you weren't cutting anybody else's
Power
microphone
Pro
earlier?
Wrestling. Why so long? And man, I really like when talk that food
Here
at the
comes
time,
Ali.
especially led by
There's a little
Nick
difference.
Tierney. Nobody's going to mess
Rather than the
with
loose
us.
cannon that
Sure.
Kolka was able to beat up on
Now
so
here's
quickly, Ali
out
invites
here.
him back into
We'll
the
see a little
ring.
bit more competitive
Ali
match
Stevens,
between these two.
tough since
Glenn
we've
Kolka
seen
able
it.
to dispatch the
He
loose
and
cannon
Kolka
pretty
go
quickly.
toe to
But
toe
now
right here.
Glenn Kolka and Ali getting into it.
This particular edition of the Power Hour, Jim Cornette was not there. Might have had an interview. I don't remember what night that we did. We had some
Kevin Christian
references.
in with a folding metal chair.
Kevin with the
Christian.
chair.
Nails Ali in the back.
Bad idea.
Ali just turns, grabs him by the shirt, and boom, down goes Kevin Christian. Look out, Kolka's got the chair back behind you, Ali.
Wanted to do
Smash
that.
Yeah,
across the
absolutely.
back. Kolka with a chair over his head. 7 rolls into the ring.
You'll see going in and out of some of these commercials. FM 100 DJ Tom Presser Job Promote is doing a live promote from Southland Greyhound Park. A couple of them
Kevin
kind of cut
Christian
off
picking up the
just on
chair.
the source tape that we
They're
have. But you'll
choking
see it a
Ali.
few times. That's what that is.
And we watched the show. There's another disc, I think today from 1997.
All you have to do is
Ron
come on out
Olson.
to West
We'll-
Memphis, Arkansas.
we'll
Southland
listen
Greyhound
now
Park. Now,
to
back
talk.
to the Power Hour on TV5.
It's kind of neat having them pitch back to the show.
And they were at Southland Greyhound Park, which is now a casino, and they legally can't
No
do
Greyhound
that.
racing.
Here is Bulldog Greyhound and
My mom and
Blade.
daddy told me years ago,
We had
that if
a
you
little
want
technical
something, you
issues
gotta work
there.
hard
I
to
don't
get
know
it.
what
It ain't like
happened there.
that. Just
Blade
like
and
you just
Bulldog
take-
getting a
you gotta
plan
work and get it.
together.
Well, frick, Chef, my mom and daddy always told me, why wait till later to do something? We could do it right now.
Ozza is watching Power Pro and
Good idea
drinking
to me. They just
coffee.
right out here.
And the action is
Let's go.
going well with his coffee, getting him coffee.
See Bulldog? Spit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is
Draft
scheduled
man,
for
yeah.
one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first,
David
representing
Evans,
the
ring announcer.
IWO, the team of Lance Jade, and All That, Alan Steele.
Now, if you've never seen this, Slick Robbie D is about to come out, and then we'll get the debut of Tupac Shakur.
You know, we have to go meet somebody a little later after the show.
And their opponents. From New Orleans, Louisiana, and Dallas, Texas,
like that. And I heard a lot of negative things.
Robbie D
Hey,
and Tony.
If we get that address that they haven't shared with us yet, that said give it later. If I'm uncomfortable with that address, we're not going.
No way.
And I'm not letting you go either. Because it's just, people do crazy stuff. I really do, and I know this time. So far, I'm not sure that I like this conversation.
Here's Tony right here. I heard some.
There's Tupac for sure. He's completely ignoring what I'm telling you. I agree.
It is
I'll
Tony
fill
Falk.
his keys. You don't even know. My keys are in my pocket.
Real name, Tupac for sure.
Tupac for sure.
Tupac for
You
sure.
can come up with that.
You must be tripping.
Maybe, Grammy. It wasn't me. I guarantee you. There's lots of like that ring, and I think it was a
He
friend.
is tripping, Dave. I think. Referee says ring the bell. I thought he was going to trip and fall down there for a minute.
So, yeah, you thought Boy Tony was the only eccentric character of Tony Falk. You haven't seen Tupac for sure.
Okay, now Lance Jade steps out of the ring, points Alan Steele,
Very
says,
early on
"You
in
go
Alan
get it.
Steele's career.
I'm just going to stand over here." Jade,
So Alan in there with his veteran Tony
Jade's
Falk.
changed his hair coloring, hasn't he? I believe over in the corner
Slick
there.
Robbie D.
Robbie D comes in, tag late, and Robbie.
You know, I'll just share this funny thing. Say Vanilla Ice Eat Your Heart Out. The name of the production music that
Yeah,
they used
Alan
to
Steele
is
really
Vanilla Ice.
overmatched against Robbie D. Robbie, we've been
I did not know that,
with,
and I
the way
wouldn't.
he has looked ever
I don't know
since
how
he's
you
seen him
do.
in Power Pro
So I've got all their
Wrestling.
music.
Alan Steele.
Alan Steele is doing that goofy IWO stuff that Lance
Yeah.
Jade started out with a few
IWO
weeks ago.
thing
Which
was
we don't
something
think
Lance did.
really even exists.
Probably pitched to Brandon. Brandon pitched it to me as his idea.
The internet or something.
And
TG&Y or something. They're out
Maybe.
of business.
I was liking them
Alan
to
Steele
do
into the
your
ropes. He comes
ideas.
up.
No, if it would have been
Backdrop and down
pitched to me
he
directly by
goes.
Lance, it would have been done. It would not have been done.
For sure.
By this time, you had Brandon working in more of
Reversal.
a assistant.
Yeah, the knee to the
over
back of
by the
Tony
wall.
Falk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lance Jade from outside on the apron
And
nailed him.
especially in
There's
this
a tag now that he's
era.
got him set up. Now Lance
For sure.
Jade wants in, so he tags Alan Steele. He won't let Alan Steele try to go for a pin here. Lance Jade, those long, flowing blonde locks of his. Now, maybe
You'll
let him
take
go back
that big
natural
back
color.
off. That was very, very impressive.
They back to Falk
Tony's
up,
one
and
of
he
those
goes
guys
in.
that,
Oh,
you
he
know,
ducks the double
you work a match
clothesline.
with Tony makes the match better for
Nice
you.
move. He gets over and tags his partner, and Slick Robbie
Then you got a
D
veteran like
is
Tony
great
working
move
with someone
by
like Slick Robbie D.
For sure.
Robbie
To
D,
get
if he
back
does
to
it,
the
has
corner
an
and get Robbie D
incredible
back in. Now they're all in there.
awesome
He says
standing
no more
drop.
Tony Falk.
No
He's going
doubt.
to his real
Unfortunately,
name.
rest in
Robbie's
peace,
got Alan
Robbie D.
Steele over in the corner.
However,
Falk
he
and,
was a
Lance down
athlete.
on the floor
Yes.
right
There
now.
is no doubt
And
about
they're
it.
going at it.
Oh, and Aubrey.
And there's
He-
the best
he was
Best
coming
bumping
after Robbie
referee
D
ever.
moving.
ever.
He just
He's
nailed
just
the referee.
fantastic.
I mean, he
Aubrey
really
is
smacked
down,
him.
and here
What a
comes
body slam
Slick
there with
Robbie
Alan
D.
Steele.
who's
Robbie
setting up.
D comes
Beautiful
up
cross
with the
body.
flag.
And here comes
Here's Lance Jade.
Jade
With a
with
frying
that.
pan, he
What was
carries
that?
around in the.
Well,
A
that is
frying
Frying pan,
pan.
looks like,
killing.
yeah.
He totes around there. Here's Bulldog rings in.
He goes after Jade.
He nails him with a right hand. The Bulldog going after him, and
We
Lance
saw
Jade
earlier,
takes
take
off.
the 1997
Here plays
USWA with Bulldog with hair.
Boudreaux
Yeah,
Goatee.
yeah,
with
goatee.
a frying pan. Now he reverses, and there's Robbie D with a cover. That's
And
the way it
during
should have
that
been
time,
to begin
Dutch
with.
was
It's
booking,
all
and he
on
did
that.
the
That's
same
referee.
deal with him like they had done with Barry Horowitz, where he lost every match.
And
Bulldog had a great run during Power Play.
Yeah, Dutch had done that several
That was
times
awesome.
other places. He did it in Florida
Jack
to Tony
there,
Falk.
huh?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
At the end of the day, nobody ever got
over
over
it because of it,
Did
right.
that good. So he's immune.
Right.
Steve, man, what's going on, man? I've been waiting for you.
Bradley
Hey,
Rock.
man, what's up? I need to get with you about some stuff today. Steve.
Yes.
Steve, come here.
Little drama there.
Right.
Little drama there. Captain Christian, I
Breeders'
wish
Cup
he'd
starts at noon
slap.
on TV5, but right now
We'll
we're
go
back to the Power Hour
Press
on
the
TV5.
chop from FM 100.
Yeah, towards the end of the show, we'll get a full
Wrestling
segment.
tickets. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to TV5 Power Pro Wrestling,
So,
1960 Union
part of the
Avenue,
point of
Memphis,
editing
Tennessee,
this originally
38104.
was to show that this show could still kind of stand on its own without
There's the
that
ring. We
segment.
got action coming up.
That
But before we
segment
do,
happened very
Dave,
early
now
on in
we're
the show
going
in the
to
first segment.
talk to the Power Pro champion, Dave.
Yeah, I want to
If we
see,
would have thought when we
maybe if,
edited
Steve
this
Bradley will have a
show, I
comment or
think people
two. I
watching the
noticed
show
he
for the
walked
first
right
time
past
would have
Kevin
Wouldn't
Christian.
have known.
And,
Everyone
the
will.
coordinator,
Dave had a couple of
crew,
comments.
all that
Dave
sort
would
of troubles
reference
been
it,
going
We'll
on
try,
in the last
we'll
few
try
days.
to mute the audio a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
At the
don't
very
know,
end of the
Steve.
show,
Maybe we can share this one right here.
And I think
There
that's-
you go. There's the
I think
microphone for
my-
Steve Bradley.
But now
And that's
it's
what's
fine.
fine to add.
Wait a minute. Let me see it. Is it on? Okay, go ahead.
Beautiful.
Steve
title,
has
though.
a word or two here on the.
That he defeated.
All right, I came out here only for one reason.
Who defeated Rikishi
Please, give me a
for
chance to talk.
J.R. Smooth.
You know, I came out here, I gotta admit, ever since I came into here, Memphis Power Pro Wrestling,
Rikishi
I've done a lot
defeated
of bad
Michael
things.
Hayes,
I've done a
correct?
lot of bad things to all of
Who
you people.
Defeated Baldo.
And ever since I was
who
12 years
won
old, I've
a
always dreamed
tournament
about being a wrestler.
for
I've
there,
always
and
dreamed
that's
about being a
probably-
champion. I've
probably
always dreamed about
started
having
losing
each and
track
every single
of
one
it
of you cheer me on
a
every
little
night.
bit
And when I first
after-
came
I
here,
think Baldo was the first champ.
thank you.
Yeah,
Initial
but
champ.
Baldo
And when I
was
first
won
came
the
here,
tournament.
you
Yeah,
guys did. Each
but
and every one of you cheered me
don't
every
really
night.
remember
I might
where
win,
we
lose, or
go
draw. You guys knew
from
that I worked my
Bradley.
hardest
Was it Oliver?
every single night for each and every one of you
Probably, that
people.
would make sense. Here's a good one.
But then,
Curious if you know
but
right
then
off
I
the
met
bat.
Jim Cornette.
Remember who the last champion was?
And
It
Jim
was
Cornette filled my
a,
head with a lot of things.
it was
And I
certainly
gotta
somebody
admit, I'll come out
from
here as a man and say
MCW.
it was the
Yep.
biggest
I think
mistake
it might
of
have been
my
Pete
life.
Gas.
That's right. Pete Gas. Last power right there.
Appreciate
And when I first came down here to Memphis, there was one man who took me under his wing, who let me sleep on his floor, who took me out for sushi, and that was Mick Tierney. And we were like this.
Greg White says Southland is no more. That's correct. Southland
And you know what,
Greyhound
Mick?
Park
Jim
is no
Cornette
more.
turned me
Southland
against
Gaming
you,
Racing,
and you
however,
against me.
is a
So why don't you
casino,
come out here and I'll
and
meet
I
you
think it's
man to
taking quite a
man,
bit of
and I'll
business
tell
from
you
people.
exactly
It
how
has a
it
nice
is. From
hotel
my
as
mouth,
well.
not
I had the dinner buffet there a couple weeks ago. Did I tell you that?
No,
It was good.
I went there this past Christmas. Corey Bowman says one of my favorite Steve Bradley, definitely gone too soon. We agree with you, and I think probably some of Bradley's best work in Power Pro Wrestling.
You know what, Mick?
Because I
One
think
thing
we
is,
gave
I
him a
understand
chance.
why you're upset.
Well, and I
Like I
like
said,
this
when I first
version
came
of
down
Steve.
here, you let me
If you
sleep
stick
on your
with us for
floor.
the whole run,
You took me
there's
around,
a
you showed me
second
all the good
version
places to
of
eat, you took me to
Steve,
sushi.
that was
And
later
Jim
on
Cornette's
after
trying
he
to tell
went
you
to
that you can't
MCW.
face me for this
I
title, but let me
prefer
tell
this
you
version,
something.
but obviously he
I
felt like
will,
he needed to do
man to
something
man,
notice because he
meet
had
you
not been
tonight at
called
the New
up.
Daisy Theater, win, lose, or draw,
Mick Tierney,
because you
how do you
deserve
miss
it
the boat? Oh
more
my
than
God, look,
anybody.
look at it.
You know what? I didn't miss the boat.
No, you did not. I'm just talking about being
Oh,
called
yeah.
up.
It doesn't make any sense at
First of
all.
all, I know
I mean, just
you got
maybe
the
if they
Irish
thought he was
heritage
too
in you.
old or something.
And with that wee bit
But
Irish blood running through
I
your
mean, this
veins,
guy,
I know you're going to
legitimate
do
shoot
the honorable
fighter,
thing and give me that title shot
ultimate
tonight.
fighting
So I'm
champion,
glad to see
He can
we're
talk.
back on the
He
same
talk,
team
yeah.
again.
What
even
is,
with the
Let's take
accent,
care of
what
these
you say,
jabronis.
Godsmack?
yeah,
Or
beat the gobshite out of
Yeah.
him.
Bradley, Mick Tierney.
Yeah.
made Dave nervous.
On the
Right.
same team, he says. Bradley heads over toward
Yeah, watch
7,
this.
and Mick Tierney toward Glenn Kalka. Kevin
King
Christian
Mountain,
jumps
yeah.
up on the ring apron to put his 2 cents worth in.
But double cross. by
Double
Bradley.
cross.
What a setup!
There's the
Can you
7.
believe that?
Saw
He set him up.
go debut. Kevin
He
Porter.
absolutely had him set up.
Kevin Christian
And they
Roy
all
is in
get
the
Bill.
house
He's as bad as Brian
now.
Christopher and his
And
spellbinder
so
coming
we
out
have
of the
issues
beautiful
here
sword.
with Mick Tierney, and you could probably guess who will
Bradley.
make the save here.
Going
Oh, yeah,
after
absolutely. We'll see it here in just a
Mick
moment, I'm
Tierney
sure.
while he hauled him down, dropping on him with that big, heavy Power Pro Wrestling Championship belt across the left side of the rib cage. They continue to work on him.
Ali's just
Well,
going
that's
after him,
what
and
they're trying to do. They're trying. Tierney has been an unhappy camper
Who's gonna jump in?
in the Cornette stable here.
Who's gonna make the save,
They're
folks?
trying to hurt
Hey,
him.
Coquina.
There he is, Ali.
You have somebody asking you a question.
Talk about
Um,
taking a high
Well, there is a technical yes to
As
that.
soon as he steps in there,
Did you ever get a dollar
things up because it was 4
No, I
against
did
1.
not.
That's right, but he cleared the ring. They just don't want
But
Tierney to
I
be
did
able
do-
to battle
I did
Steve
do
Bradley
Power
for
Pro
that Power Pro
on the worst
championship.
show I've
That match
ever had
set
anything to do
for
with in
desperate
my life.
measures tonight.
But you
at
did a
the
real good
But
job.
Tierney right
Yes.
now not looking too
Especially
good
for
as
being
he's holding
12
on to
or
his
13
rib.
right?
Ringing out at 12 or 13.
I was
you,
Offering the
no
hand
bigger.
of friendship.
you did a good
Tierney
job. bro.
having
You
no
did a good
part
job.
of it,
I
and
thought
Ali
you
says,
made it
okay, I came out to help you out.
I don't
Look out.
remember having much to do. And I didn't have much to do with you because Brandon handled your segment.
Yep.
Mick Tierney and Ali. And there, Tierney says,
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
thank you.
A
I'll
lot.
shake your hand.
Oh, dear.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
the big hug.
Yeah, why can't we just all get along?
Yeah, and now maybe Mick Tierney
Roger
knows for
says,
sure
yeah.
who his friends
Lovely
are.
action.
as we head to the new
Wow,
taping
Wild
tonight.
West action.
Absolutely.
Power Pro Wrestling.
And look what was scheduled for that night at the New Days of Mick Tierney against Steve
We'll tell
Bradley.
you more about that, but remember, the Pick 6
And
starts
here's
at what
Tom
time?
Preston
1:20 this afternoon on
Giacomo
Channel
once
5.
more.
One of I say what, the top DJ in the market,
It's exciting. It's
especially during that time.
Hollywood Stars.
Would you say that or would you say one of
Wrestling
those?
to your town.
Top
The
PM
Sports
drive,
Center
how about
chemistry is
that?
money for your school or civic organization.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Top PM
Oh,
drive.
yeah.
Ron, Steve, and Karen in the mornings and Tom in the afternoon, the number one station.
School leaders, civic group
And
leaders,
FM 100,
Power
they were
Pro Wrestling. Bring the stars of
150,000 watts still
Power
on.
Pro and the
1,000
World Wrestling
watts.
Federation
Local.
to your hometown.
Jeff Rock Wheeler says,
You want to put that on the screen for you?
yeah.
We'll get Derek and CB
Our
White
next
here.
match coming up, and to make their way in the wheelchair.
Okay, we'll just let that lay.
Thank you for your comment, Jeff.
We thank you for your comment. We won't comment to
Mr.
that.
Personalities.
And to
Derek
be
Kingsley,
honest,
the
we
Young Guns champion, and
showed several things
what is the
lately
cowbell all for?
that Kevin did a good
Great
job.
job, yeah.
Did a
Why are you
real
still in
good
the wheelchair?
job.
We know all
We
this.
saw, and I think you could say that for
young man right
for
here.
a
So
lot
listen,
of
you won't
people.
believe what happened. He had a
Again,
freak
I
accident
wanna
last
talk
night.
more
Why don't
about
you tell
this.
him what happened
Let's
to you?
listen
We
to
don't want to
this.
hear all this crazy stuff. Now, let me warn you.
Human.
Last night I went to the big rodeo that was here in town. I'm sure you heard about it. Everybody heard about the big rodeo. Did you hear about that?
Shut up, just hold the mic. Where was the rodeo at? I didn't hear that.
Well, it was a big rodeo, and I saw all these little skinny, weak little guys out there riding the bulls, and I thought, hey, if they could do it, I know I could do it. So I got on the bull, and you know what? I set an instant world record, 2 minutes and 27 seconds. I rode that bull.
Oh, you can't do it. The longest you can ride is like, what, 7 or 8 seconds?
8 seconds.
Yeah. I bet it is a record. It's a record, all right.
Well, this was a different kind of rodeo. Just shut up and let me tell my story, okay? Okay, so after I got off the bull, that bull was mad, right? And he was kicking up dust, and he had his horns pointing at me, and next thing I know, he was chasing me. I was running down I-40, and he was chasing about 3 miles, and then it happened. It happened. He caught me with his horns, right? In one of the most painful places. He caught me right in my manly part.
Oh, you guys, come on. Well, you probably deserved it. You guys hit to the ring. Back to David Evans. We got action, Dave.
I don't want
First, with
to
manager
waste
C.B.
blame,
Wyatt in the wheelchair at ringside.
be too
From
cocky on this
Mississippi, the
situation.
Young
We
Guns
talked about the
champion,
different
Mr.
phases of Power Pro
Derek
Wrestling
King.
earlier.
And his opponent from
And
New Orleans,
phase
Louisiana,
number one,
Blade
I was
Boudreaux.
100%
Boudreaux stepping down
involved.
the young
100% as much. Obviously, with stuff with me and
King is
Laura,
across
he
the
had
way. We got us a
a lot
referee, and
of
we have
ideas to
got a
throw
match coming
at
up.
on that. Phase number two, the same sort of way, very involved. By this deal, I started listening to several different people. Some of them, and certainly Brandon, was a hell of a lot of help. This, and we will see the next 3 months worth of TVs that I had no creative input at all, because after this show, mandated by the WWF, they were going to pull the deal if Cornette, who was on their payroll and getting paid by them a lot more money than we were getting paid, unless he got the book and Nicholas, they were going to pull the deal, and I went with that. And even though Cornette and I are real good friends, I do this because I love the creative part of this thing, and I just didn't feel, I'm going to try to be fair as we watch
Derek
these
King and
upcoming
CB White. He snapped the
shows,
blade.
but
Picks
it
him up
was
on
a
his feet now.
situation where ratings declined at a fast pace, and it
Here,
wasn't
Derek
the
King.
Memphis style of
Leaps over and
wrestling,
comes
and
back
it was
once
being
again,
booked
but
by
nobody
somebody that
out.
grew up watching the Memphis style of
Oh, he
wrestling,
nailed it.
but had left and gone to Bill Watts,
Backs him
Mid-South
up.
Wrestling,
Whips
had
him
left
into the rope
and gone to Jim
now.
Crockett's promotion, had done his own
Down he
promotion
goes.
of
Nice
Smoky Mountain,
backdrop by
and was
Blade.
doing Ohio Valley
That was a
Wrestling.
nice move
This
by
wasn't
Derek.
Memphis Wrestling, and you're a
Blade's
big
got to be right
fan
behind
of
him there. Comes back,
live
puts the roll
television
up.
and the way Memphis
Derek
Wrestling
held on.
is,
He said,
and
"Hey,
that
you see that?"
was not done.
Ooh, he was
Wasn't
celebrating.
to live
Meanwhile,
TV.
It
Blade
was, you're correct.
even though it was
on the
live.
rope.
Yeah, but you'll see it
Courtesy of
it isn't
CB.
formatted
jumped
like it.
out
A
of the
lot of
wheelchair and
segments
put
would just
Derek
start
King's
already
foot on
in
the
the
bottom
ring
rope.
or whatever. And
Referee
you
saw
know,
it
we're
and stopped the count.
Memphis Wrestling and being a television show, we're kind of used to the build up and the interviews and everything to kind of get you into the show.
With that
And
thing.
you'll just see it. The
He's
next few
been
months will
unhappy
be a very
that
different
Blade
style.
Boudreaux
Cornette.
was signed to Power Pro Wrestling.
And we're going to
before
try
he
to be
was.
fair as
He's
we
had,
go through this, even though
A bit of a
I
run-in
was
with Blade
fair,
before.
thinking
Now
that
Derek
every
King
show in
tried to take
'97
advantage
after
once.
I left was
Got
bad.
it.
You can
Well, I
spend
guess
me
so.
and we
After
watched
CB
days
put
from
his foot on the
'97
bottom
stuff
rope,
I actually
and
liked.
then
Right.
There was stuff I actually didn't like too, but I'm on the
Absolutely.
show I think that.
Right. It's just 97. There's a few good shows and a very bad
And
one.
Lance Jade takes off. He's out of here.
In
Bulldog
97,
hadn't caught him yet. He may have got him in a hall. See you at the rodeo, says CB White.
Well, first
we
week
will
after
see you
I
there,
was gone was
CB.
Laura. Then
All right,
for
somebody's in
a
the
month or
dressing
two
room
or
right
three
now.
was
Is
Mike
that what I
Chapman.
understand?
Then it was Dutch, and didn't it go off the air with Dutch?
What's that?
And I'm not blaming him in any way.
No. Yeah, I would say
What in the world is this?
they beat up Bruce Cannon and somebody wrote sloth on him. There's going to be a new
$5
person
million.
debuting in the weeks
More
to come.
coming up on Channel 5.
Hey, we're back on the Power Hour right here. Thanks for joining us, fans. Every week, 11 o'clock, right here on TV5. We're live. Since we are live, again, let me apologize profusely for some of the things that Doug Gilbert said earlier. That's absolutely inexcusable. We'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Here is Mick Tierney, a man who knows who his friends are now.
That's right, Dave Brown. I obviously made a grave mistake by calling Steve Bradley an honorable man. The only honor he's got is with the devil himself, and he best be bringing the devil with him tonight because he's going to need all the help he can get.
I don't think.
And if he thinks for one moment that I'm going to let that sniveling, snot-nosed Cub Scout from New Hampshire, who was born with a silver spoon up his keister, do what he did to me. Do you see that? Do what he did to me? He's gravely mistaken. You see, Dave Brown, they don't understand that pain is secondary to me. In fact, it's a way of life. Whether it be fighting in the streets of Belfast, taking a beating from British soldiers for just being Irish Catholic.
Who else is talking to us there in the chat, Adam?
In the freezing cold in Kazakhstan.
And did
I've
CB
endured
White come up with his
more
own
pain
stuff?
and suffering
For
in
the
one
Cannon things,
day
it was pretty funny.
than Bradley's endured in his entire life.
Funny means no
I hear
money.
exactly what
I'm
you're saying,
sure
and I know
Brandon
tonight.
knew what he was going to say.
Bradley. Listen to
I
me
would
good, Mr. Bradley.
think they
I've
all
got
talked
to
it
tell
out,
you
Derek.
that I will
CB
get
White
up
and
I will
Bradley.
fight on because the Irish
And I'm
never
positive
quit.
that I didn't
You see,
know
Mr. Bradley,
Exactly.
all you've done is light the fuse
thought it was
today
important
on a
that the
bomb
young gun
that's gonna
division
blow
and the
up
young
your
talent
face
have
tonight in the
stories,
New
and Brandon wanted to
Championship
create the
match
stories
coming
for
up tonight
them.
at the New Daisy.
And I blessed
Hold up. You know, I'm not a
And
man
that
to say a lot of
didn't
things. I
hurt
do most of my
anything,
talking up there.
you know, except
These
to
people want to
me,
see people
it's
get their
not
butt kicked, and
entertaining
that's what I do.
television, but
Let me
there's some
break you down
people
about
out
something,
there that
JC,
like
Mr.
that
Jim
sort of
Cornette.
Right,
You think
and so
you're
it's
tough
just kind
with
of
your
letting
boys coming around doing a
different
4-on-1,
ideas
a
and things
3-on-1,
on the
and if you
show.
bring Stan out here, it's about 6 of y'all on
And
one.
that, by
But let me
God,
tell you how we gonna do this.
has come back
It's gonna
to
be
haunt
man to
me
man at the New
by
Daisy.
giving Brian
Me and your
freedom
big-
with
I guess
that
the-
parody
as far as I'm concerned, the gal is
situation.
like a
That
big
all
old
hell.
hell. You gonna put
Yeah.
Glenn Coke in the
All
ring with me?
hell.
I'm gonna send the boy to the
So
hospital. You
if
better pay
nothing
his
else,
insurance up, Chuck.
promoters today
It
can
doesn't
learn this
say
as
much,
well.
but what he does,
In the booking
you better pay
situation,
attention to
that's
it.
to be
Mick
of
Tierney,
our mind.
Ali, it all comes up championship match tonight at the New Daisy
Yeah,
Theater.
I guess.
Speaking of tonight, Dave, it starts
Now,
off at the New Daisy. Desperate
You do it for
matches.
a
You
while,
got a
pass it off
barbed
to
wire
someone
match
else
as
to
the
do it
main
for a
event.
while. Someone
You're
else
gonna
does it for
see
a while.
Doug Gilbert
But booking
and
by
Too
committee.
Sexy Brian
Booking by
Christopher, they're gonna
committee,
be in there.
no, will
The
never
ring and
work. But the
closing barbed wire.
situation, like
It's been a
people
long
like
time
Jerry
since we've
Lawler
seen
and
one of
I
these matches, but I
had a great
guarantee you,
chemistry.
this
it's going to be worth
think about
going to the
anybody
Daisy for by
stuff
itself.
that is
Those
stuff
two
precious.
tangle up
And
tonight
I
at the
understood
New
that.
Daisy.
Great ideas.
Bad blood here,
and
too.
it was easy.
Spellbinder
And
going
Brian
against Tommy
as
Wildfire
well,
Ridge.
this
Look out,
particular
Spellbinder.
going to
Mr. Ridge will
parody
be looking to
was
take care
my
of you
thought
tonight.
process.
And Wildfire is appropriate for Tommy because he is hot.
Mick
Mick Tierney and Steve
Trying to
Bradley,
be
the Power
edgy.
Bowl Championship
Be a little
is on the
edgy,
line.
let's
That's
try
going to
it,
be a
and
dandy.
it was a
And
big
look out,
mistake,
Glenn
and I'm
Coca.
ultimately
He's got
responsible for
That
it.
championship match is
And
one of
again,
Jimmy
it's our
Cornette's
call.
worst nightmare. He
My
did not
call.
want it
Nobody's
to happen.
call
All of
but
this
my
comes up
call.
tonight at the New Daisy
That
Theater.
we
Make
are
your plans to be there.
heavily editing the show and the incident we're talking about.
Be there
We're
tonight.
not
for
talking
Power
about
Wrestling
on
and
this
the New Daisy
program here
Desperate
today.
Measures.
But I
All
want to
tonight.
make it very
Next
clear
Tuesday night,
is
it's going
that
to be West Memphis, Arkansas. Big super
was
spectacular card is
mistakes
the
that I
National
wish
Guard
I
Armory
had
right
to
there
do
in
over
West
again.
Memphis.
Harrisburg,
It's-
Arkansas
you
is coming up
second guess
Thursday night.
yourself
Harrisburg,
after
there's the National
things
Guard Armory.
happen.
And Corinth,
There's things
Mississippi
that
goes
I
to the
should have
American
went to a
Legion
break
building there in
when
Corinth.
Brandon and the
on
director
Saturday
was
night,
telling me
November
to go,
20th,
I can
Earl,
give you a
Arkansas,
million
at the high school. Lots of
that
action
give
coming up there, too. Don't forget, New Daisy Desperate Measures
reasons
tonight, 8
for
o'clock.
that. Also, as soon as that incident happened, I should have called
Tom Prust, the Giacomo
Jerry
back
Law
at Southland
immediately.
Greyhound Park, giving you the chance to get in on the Pick 6. In the Breeders' Cup, which are coming up, you'll be able to watch the horse races on Channel 5 all through the afternoon. But you'll be able to pick your favorite horses when you come to Southland Greyhound Park. How do you do it? You pick the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th race winners. That's how you do it. How much does it cost to get into Southland? $0. So you make your wager, you go back and you watch the races, and when they come down the stretch, you yell, "Go, baby, go." But I would also suggest you pick up your own copy of the Daily Racing Form because it gives you a chance to know more about the horses that you watch on Channel 5 today with Southland Greyhound Park.
Coming in at the closing segment here.
Steve Bradley arrives. Randy
Randy.
Hales has a comment or two.
Well, listen to me.
A couple of things in the Doug Gilbert situation. You apologize for it, Dave, but I just wanted to make this announcement. Doug Gilbert has been suspended indefinitely because of those comments today. I'm sorry about that, Dave. I mean, we're going right into the end of this show with our main event tonight. A great night at the New Daisy, but Doug Gilbert will not be there. He's suspended indefinitely.
I thought it was very important to do what was done there. I had a wrestling card at the New Daisy that we had plugged pretty heavily over the last several weeks. Our main event, we weren't delivering on, and so I thought it was very important to go out there and
tonight
say
is not
that
going to be
we
a good
would
night at the
change
New
it.
Daisy Theater. Mick Tierney, you are a lot stupider than you look. If you thought I was going to get in the ring and let you make it to the... Speaking of luck,
Speaking of Mick Tierney, here he comes right here, Mr. Bradley.
Tierney goes after Bradley, hits the ring.
Uh-oh. Well, we had a match scheduled right here between Steve
And
Bradley
look
and
at
Doug
Tierney.
Gilbert.
He's making a punching bag out of him, Dave.
But that Doug Gilbert match was canceled.
Hey, Will, we heard from your dad a little earlier. Hope you're doing good. I know you're a
Bradley
new
came out to go
uncle,
against
so I
another
haven't
opponent,
asked
but Mick Tierney
about
says, hey,
Ryder's
why wait? Let's go right
baby
now.
lately.
Here's
Hope
Ali.
everything's going on with all of y'all. Hope to see you soon, as I'm sure would love to see you when you come see you. Haven't seen your new house yet, I don't think.
That you'll see tonight at the New Daisy on Field. You talk about
What was that
desperate
last
measures.
question?
Who do they have in Doug's place?
Can we get these guys a
Instead of
partner?
having Doug going against him.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
What a day it's been on the Power Hour.
We're out of time.
We're not going to have a resolution here, Corey, but until next week for
And
Corey
there we
Mackman,
go,
I'm Dave
the
Brown.
Power Hour.
Hey, get
Why don't
ready,
you
New
tell
Daisy
everybody
tonight
as
at
Adam Dunn is live in studio here at House of Hells.
Right.
We can call it that. We talk about Team Hells, House of Hells. We are live here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, where my story began. And next week's Power Hour is what? Because it's a new era, for sure, of Memphis Wrestling.
Definitely a new era. Going to be show number 83, November 13th, 1999. This is when Cornette starts booking. You'll see Mick Tierney in action against BJ Payne coming in. Ali will be in action against Alan Steele. We'll have an interview with Ali and Brandon Baxter. Cornette returns on air. We'll have an interview with the organization. Trailer Park Trash. We'll have an interview with him. He'll be in action against Seven. Derek King and Lance Jade will be in the ring against Scotty Saber and Robbie D. The Power Pro title is on the line. How about this for a new guy coming in? Steve Bradley puts it up against Nick Dinsmore.
Who would end up being?
Eugene in
Right.
the WWE. And then we'll have an interview with Bradley and Cornette to wrap things up next week. So we got through it, Randy. All 3 shows.
Hit the chat.
Let's see who's talking to us. Kakina, was Doug difficult to work with? That's his question.
Overall, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Overall, absolutely. Hey, Al Tuttle is saying something. Now I want to do something a little different. I'm going to let you hold the microphone.
All right.
And I'm going to go over here and get these set of notes, and I will tell you what will go on tomorrow night on Talking Memphis Wrestling. And I want you to real quick switch over to the brand folder of that. And I want you to put up this one right here as big announcement from AEW last week. They are coming up. AEW Wrestling is coming to FedEx Forum in the town of Memphis, Tennessee on Saturday, October the 21st, 2023. As a man, Dave Brown.
That's right. And tickets went on sale today. AEWTIX.com. Tickets are now on sale for this event, Saturday, October 21st. Collision will be on TNT, and Dave Brown, the guest announcer.
There's a couple of cards that, and we'll go with that one right there next.
All right.
Couple of cards that we're going to take a look at and deep dive into. We will see the road to the gold. This is a famous deal. The very first Jack Briscoe, Jerry Lawler match for the NWA World Title, September the 16th, 1974. Also, we'll have that whole card in detail. Also, the very first card ever of Memphis Wrestling in Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky on May the 11th, 1978. So we will do that. We'll also talk about TLQ, Takeover of the WWE. We'll read what Eric Bischoff thinks on Dave Meltzer. We will read Jim Cornette, article on him slut shaming, apparently. We'll read that. Also talk about The Rock appearing as a huge surprise on last Friday's SmackDown. That was great. Also want to review Dutch's latest video cast reviewing the most hated podcaster. Apparently, there is a poll out there listing the most hated podcaster. Team Hales hadn't said that I am your least favorite. Not at all. They say Conrad Thompson is for real. They're saying it takes him so much by itself, and we will hopefully have time to get some Power Pro footage on here as we will continue that as well. Adam, this has been fun having you in the studio. You'll be back with us tomorrow night for Talking Memphis Wrestling.
Absolutely. I'll be back right here. Very same seat. Right
Let's see our latest chat, what the latest person has said.
They said they can't wait for Dave Brown announcing on Collision.
That'll be great, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow. Now I'm going to make sure that Adam doesn't get us killed. Another thing, first of all, we didn't say one technical improvement besides the fact that you're here live in the studio.
Right.
So real quick, in about 30 seconds, tell people what I think is a major change, even though it wasn't too much of a financial commitment, not terrible, because that's good a quality of a merchandise you're going to talk about. Back in the day, it would have cost me $25,000.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
I think it cost me $40 maybe. Yeah. But anyway, tell the people.
Yeah, so the USBs on the computer were full, so we got something to expand that. And since we have that ability, some folks that watch us every week may remember we have been having some technical issues occasionally with Randy's camera. Sometimes it would go like a purple color or just lose color altogether or whatever. So we, as I say this, it goes blurry. We have a new camera that we've put on here that's an external camera. So we may be able there it goes, it gets clear. We may be able to move things around. And I was thinking it might be kind of cool. We've talked about it before, to maybe have a different set for the Randy Hales show. We might think about that in the future. But we got.
I haven't been doing that damn show lately. Have you noticed?
I have noticed that you have not been doing it lately because somebody's been out there Ubering, making all kinds of money.
Trying to.
Yeah. So watch out, Jonesboro. Randy and Adam about to hit the town after the show.
Maybe. As soon as I'm going to find out where that location
where the address is. Yeah.
I don't think he understands this town, and I don't trust Facebook deal. I really don't. So I'm a little leery about this because I say what we're going to get, the hell with it. It'll wait till the time you get back in Georgia. That's what I think. Anyway, I'm Randy Hales. He's Adam Dunn. It's so good to have him on this program. It's been great. Thanks, Adam.
You're welcome, Randy.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Team Hales.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.